The hair blowing around. Josh, yesterday you said we'd start to see winds today. That would be the big difference.
Yeah, the big difference is the wet weather and the winds. That's all going to continue to ramp up tonight. So hold on to your hats, maybe secure the trash can because things are going to get a little shaken up here across the Pacific Northwest. As we see a few of those clouds breaking apart here and there, giving us just a few rays of sunshine as we take this live look out over downtown Portland on this Tuesday evening. 66 is where we currently sit, but you'll notice a lot more of that cloud coverage as opposed to the rain icons as we work our way through the rest of this evening. But no need to fear, the significant rainfall does start to ramp up well after sunset as we're getting a bit of a dry patch of weather right now. But you'll notice this thick cloud coverage out over the Pacific. That's going to be our next batch of wet weather and the windy conditions as it moves on shore at about midnight or so. But a few little flashes of lightning just offshore has the potential to roll its way not only into the coastline, but the I-5 corridor for the rest of this evening. Satellite and radar closer to home does show those yellows and oranges are a good indication of heavier downpours. You'll notice northern Clark County right now getting some heavy rain as the Portland area stays mostly dry, seeing just a few rain showers now pulling out of the Hillsborough area. After a nice drink of water for us here across western Oregon and Washington, amounting to almost a 1/10 of an inch for Portland, Aurora, and Troutdale. Hood River actually at that 1/10 of an inch mark, and over a 1/2 inch found further to the south in Salem. As our current winds right now relatively on the calmer side for the Willamette Valley, peaking up to about 15 miles per hour out towards Portland. But you'll notice out along the coast with very little tree coverage out over the ocean, it does not have any room to stop that wind. And that's what we'll start to see here across the area as we work our way through the overnight hours. We're talking about wind gusts nearing about 20 to 25 miles per hour. Even some of our coastal communities nearing about 35, if not even closer to 40 mile per hour wind gusts. And we see those stronger winds take us all the way into Wednesday. So if it's trash day tonight or tomorrow morning, keep a close eye on your garbage can as those gusty conditions could maybe topple it over and create quite the mess down your street. But on more of a serious note, power outages are a potential. We're giving it about a moderate chance as those wind gusts maybe shake free some of those loose limbs, because this is going to be our big wind events that we've seen in the past several months. So be cautious with that note. All thanks to this low pressure system with the trailing cold front that's going to keep the wind and the rain overhead for tonight. This is going to be a nice another drink of water for us here across the Pacific Northwest as another system moves through closer on Thursday, but that one not necessarily as impactful as what we will experience tonight, but it does keep that shower potential overhead, at least for the next little while. As far as our timeline goes, seeing drier skies this evening, but there's the next batch of the heavy rain. Those yellows and oranges, a good indication of the heavy windy downpours that we expect to see, and then it starts to break apart as we work our way into the afternoon hours come Wednesday. That's going to put an additional rain accumulation down of almost 1.25 inches for Portland, just about the same out towards the coast. So tonight it will be wet, it will be windy with that south wind at about 15 to 20 miles per hour, falling to the upper 50s. Tomorrow's high only at about 66. Again, still gusty out there with our 7-day forecast showing a gradual drying trend, but not until the week's end. And then Saturday, Sunday, the skies slowly start to open up. The sunshine returns. We get back into the low 70s, which is closer to our normal of the low 70s to mid 70s this time of year, before another batch of the wet weather rolls in for the middle of next week.
All right, yeah. Well, at least maybe a little drying out on the weekend.
Yes.
Thanks,
good
Josh.
Coming up, a surprise